Hey guys, welcome to this little adventure into the scrub. It is early mid-August here in South Australia, and we're going to go out and have a look for some early season spider orchids. Down here in the upper southeast today, around Lower Lakes in the Coorong area. Yeah, and we're going to see what we can find. I'm not sure if we'll find anything. It is quite early season, but we'll see. I'll just flip you around and you can see this is where we're at today, Potter's Scrub. We're just going to cruise around the boundary track here and then duck down the middle. There's an area there where should be able to find some maybe Caladenia strigosa if it's in flower yet, probably not. Maybe Caladenias xanthochila and richardsiorum. I think it's how you pronounce it anyway. Yeah, we'll go for a wander. There should be some maroon hoods and stuff in flower as well. Probably too early for rusty hoods yet, but yeah, we'll see how we go. All right, I'll bring you along with me and we'll get stuck into it. So I've never actually been along this top section of the park before. I've always come in from the southern side. But we'll cruise along here. The southern side's very weedy, and I mean, we're next to a canola field here. I think it's canola anyway. So this side probably isn't much better, but up through the guts it's alright. So yeah, we'll have a look. Just gonna have to deal with my shaky camera work for the most part because I am recording this on a phone, not on a GoPro or anything, so that's alright. I'm sure you'll forgive me. Been driving for a couple of minutes and just come to the turn off to go down into the middle of the park, so cruise down there. Nearly missed it. It's a little hard to see from this end, but alright. What I can tell, there isn't too many walking trails in this park. It's basically this one that bisects the park across its length, and then there's the border track that runs right around the outside of it. But in the middle here, there's a section where you can see where like dirt bikes and stuff have run through. Probably not great for the flowers and whatnot, but it opens it up a little bit so we can go for a wander and see things. And I found a stack of orchids through there last time. Granted, I was here later in the year, last year, but yeah, you never know, it could be somewhere open this early. I'm going to go over a little ridge line in the centre here, and that's kind of where the park gets a little bit nicer. I'm not a big fan of it out here. Anyway, keep cruising along. I'll stop rambling on. we'll go for a wander from. You can see there's a track that, well, I call it a track, it's kind of like a cutting into the bush that goes away down that way. And I'm just going to pull up here somewhere and we'll go for a wander. Alrighty, so we're on foot now, and I haven't found anything in flower yet, but just to give a sort of indication of what we're looking for, I have found some buds already. So we're just going to duck in here and have a look. Coming in here. So, I mean, we're almost open. I think these are going to be Caladenia, latifolia, or Pink Fairies. Focus for me. Not quite open, so, you know, may find some in flower a little bit further down the track. Can hope. So another one in here, and there's a few more, like back in the scrub there. That leaf is going to be in the way, but there's another one back there. Yeah. So we're just going to hope that we find some in flower. The buds are a good sign though. Always good to get the eye in early. Yeah, you can see the sort of terrain we're working with. It's kind of like a red sandy soil. I don't know if it's coming through on the video, but you can hear the ocean beach in the background. We're a fair way from it, but we're closer to the Coorong than the ocean beach, but you can still hear it. Yeah, I'll come back to you if I find any flowers. Oh, hang on. Speak of the devil, I have just seen one. Wander in and have a suss. Got some pink fairies here. There's another one just here actually. Is he going to focus for me? That might be as good as you get. I'll take some photos anyway and put them in the video. Yeah, so I was in Eyre Peninsula last week and saw plenty of these guys in flower. These are pretty pale ones actually. They can be very pink. I've got to be careful not to stand on any buds here, but lots of these guys around, and there was heaps last time I was in this park. So yeah, anyway, I'll cut some photos in here and then come back when I find some other stuff. Alright, so I'm still in the general area, and I had mentioned rusty hoods, I think, when we were in the car, and there's absolutely stacks of them through here. I don't know the species, it's not really my area of expertise, but you can see they're just coming up in bud now, and there is lots of them. They obviously don't all flower, but yeah, they're all over the place, particularly in these open sandy areas. Certainly hoping we can find some that are opened up, because they're kind of cool. Like a green hood, but a bit more, well, fancy looking. Yeah. Anyway, back to wandering. There's flowers and stuff around the place to look at, but I'm here for orchids. That's what I like seeing. So, yeah, we'll keep looking. So, just ventured off the trail, just ever so slightly. But you can see once you get your eye in, you can see these guys from a mile off, and there's normally lots of them together. We are early season, so they're not quite all flowering yet, but you can see they do flower in quite big groups. We'll just duck in here for a closer look. Again, these are the pink fairies, the Caladenia latifolia. But yeah, they stand out from everything around them because of their pink colour. And yeah, lots of them around. Quite impressive when they flower in a large group. And I do enjoy seeing them. They're probably the most, well, easily the most common orchid in this park, I would say, apart from the rusty hoods and your early flowering things like mosquito orchids and whatnot. I haven't found any other spider orchids yet, but we're gonna continue wandering along and hopefully we see something. We'll try a different area of the park a little bit later on when I go back towards the car, down that way. Yeah, hoping we'll find something. As you can see what I mean here about the big colonies of the earlier flowering orchids. Got some gnat orchids here actually. Let's see if we can zoom in. Go, I'll try and cut in a photo of that as well in the video, we'll see. These guys are very common everywhere you go, essentially. All of these sort of leaves down here are the gnat orchids and mosquito orchids and whatnot. I think these are all gnats, but very wet caterpillar over there, but look. Just enjoying the rain. Alright, let's carry on. Alright, so we're still just off the trail a little bit, just wandering through here. Still haven't found any of the spiders, but I did come across another patch of these rusty hoods. Found one that's almost opening. He's decided he's going to flower real close to the ground. Yeah, not a great example. Hasn't actually opened yet, but it's much more developed than the ones we were looking at before. They do get quite tall as well. There's one over here who is reaching a little bit more. Higher ambitions. Obviously not quite as close to flowering, but he's getting taller. Does give me hope that maybe we'll find one that's open at some point. I'll certainly come back to you if we do find one. Yeah, not much luck with the Caladenia species yet. Not even seeing too many pink fairies currently, but we'll keep looking. I'm kind of just ducking around the edges of these clearings, in amongst the grass trees and stuff. It's normally where I find them. Plenty of buds around the place. Yeah, I'll come back to you. So you don't always have to go scrabbling in the bush to find these colonies of orchids. So these guys here going way out in the open. Nothing flowering here, but there is obviously some in bud. And yeah, quite a lot of them. Does leave them quite open to predation here. There are plenty of like kangaroo footprints and stuff in the park here, and probably very likely rabbits. So a lot of those flowers will probably get snipped off when they're in the open, but it's nice to know they're there at least. Still just wandering around. Again, big colonies of, these are gnats, I think. I can't even think of the scientific name off the top of my head. Cyrtostylis, I think. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, lots of those around as well. Just keep wandering. Still haven't seen any rusty hoods up. It's all very weedy through here as well, but the orchids are here, and that's the main thing. That's what we want. So this is the other thing I like about sometimes these weedier sort of more populated parks. You find some metal around. I do like my reptiles as well. No good at identifying them, but it's often a good place to find them. And yeah, this man-made trash is often the best place to find them. Nice big flat area underneath that they can get underneath and hide. Might just flip it and have a look. You never know. Let's see, I'm trying to do this one-handed. I'll just zoom out a little bit. Looks like nobody's home today, unfortunately. But yeah, always find it interesting to just have a quick look under things like that. You never know what you might find. Obviously, do it at your own risk. If there's a dirty great snake under there that wants to defend itself, then that's probably not going to be good for you. Right, back to the orchid hunting. I did actually think I saw a taller rusty hood over here. It's not grabbing my eye at the moment. Still plenty around. Still haven't seen one in flower, so we'll keep looking. So I was just considering just checking in with you guys and just letting you know that I haven't really seen anything. Reached the end of this trail, basically the end. I'm not really up for a huge bush bash today. Just gonna head back towards the vehicle, back down that way, and maybe try and just push into the trees on the other side of the track a little bit. So kind of a little bit of a different assemblage of, I guess, flora there. Probably more likely to find the Caladenia, richardsiorum and the xanthochila if it's there. But I just saw this guy. I'm pretty sure this is what we're going to be looking for. Pretty sure this is a strigosa. And this looks about the level they're at the moment. So they're probably well too early in the season for them. At the moment, he's got a fair bit of growing to go. They get about, what, 20, 30 centimeters tall, I guess. Not a huge spider orchid, but they definitely, you know, he's going to be that sort of tall, probably. Yeah, so probably unlikely we're going to see any of these guys in full flower today, but it is nice to actually see one. It's definitely not a pink fairy. The leaf is just wrong for that. Yeah, I haven't seen too many colonies of these guys, but this is the first one I've seen. I might see a few more on the way back now that I've actually spotted one. It's normally the way it works. Once you see one, you see lots. Yeah, so anyway, we're just going to wander back towards the car. There's orchid leaves everywhere, just not a whole lot in flower at the moment. We'll wander back towards the car. I'll keep an eye out, and I'll certainly check in if we see anything. And we'll have a look on the other side of the track, because that's where I've seen the yellow spider orchids before, and they're the earlier flowering one. Yeah. All right. I'll get back to you. All right. So we're just arriving back at the vehicle now. Didn't really see anything on the way back. A couple more of the rusty hoods that were almost there, but not quite. So not really worth looking at. I think what I'm going to do is, I'm not sure if I'm going to wander right, like the way we came in, or head up to the ridge line and just try and push my way into the scrub a little bit on this side. Might be able to find a kangaroo trail or something to take me in. But I have seen some interesting spiders in here before, so just wander along the track a little bit and see if I can find a way in, and I'll keep my eyes peeled. I really do want to show you guys some of these spider orchids. I really like the Caladenias. So it'd be nice to find some. Yeah, bear with me. I'll be back. Alrighty, just checking in again, guys. I've just been wandering along the track here. You can see the vehicle down there. I've found the colony of the, I think it's either like richardsiorum or xanthochila that I found last year. Something along those lines anyway. And it looks like they're getting there, but they're not quite ready to flower yet. So you can see this one here. If it wants to focus, it probably won't. It's in bud there. That one there is probably a latifolia. That one, I'm not entirely sure. See the leaves down there. And yeah, it seems they're just not quite in flower yet. So I think the best thing for me to do here is maybe change up the game plan a little bit. Try going to a different park. Yeah. So we found some of the pink fairies. That was cool. I think I can see one here. Let's go wander up so we can actually finish on an orchid, hey? Pretty sure I just saw one up here. Whether it's open or not is a whole other story, but yeah, good enough. It's a nice colony here. He's almost open. Still got his hands up. So we'll finish on that guy. I might go for a drive, find another park that's got some different sorts of spiders and stuff, some very early ones open, and some Cyrtostylis species. And whether I finish this video here, I don't know. If I have, thank you for checking it out. I'd appreciate a like and a subscribe, or a dislike if you don't like it. You know, that's the way these things go. This is my first try at this sort of vlog documentary type thing. Yeah, I'll try and put some more together for the future. And yeah, appreciate you watching it. Thank you.